What if I told you that for over a century, a truth so chilling, so dangerous has been hidden from you? A truth that the Vatican did everything in its power to suppress, to bury so deep that no one could uncover it. What if I told you that everything you've been told about Fatima is not the whole story? And now, after all these years, Pope Leo XIV has finally broken his silence. But the truth he revealed, it's far worse than we ever imagined. Imagine, for a moment, the very foundation of everything we hold dear, the Church, our faith, shaking, crumbling, as this dark secret is exposed. And what was hidden? What did they try so desperately to keep from the world? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear isn't just a story. It's a revelation so powerful it will make you question everything you thought you knew about Fatima and about the Church itself. If you've ever wondered about the truth behind the third secret, if you've ever felt there's more to the story than they've told us, hit like and subscribe, because this is the truth you were never meant to hear, and it's finally here, ready to be uncovered. In 1917, 3 innocent children in Fatima, Portugal, claimed to have witnessed a series of visions of the Virgin Mary herself, delivering a message to them. It was a message filled with sorrow, with warnings of terrible events to come, events so horrific, so monumental, that they could not be ignored. They spoke of wars, of pain, of a world that would be torn apart by conflict. But amidst these visions, there was one secret so devastating, so unfathomable, that the Vatican decided it could never be shared. It was a message that sat hidden, locked away for over 100 years. Why? What was so disturbing, so earth-shattering about this secret that the Vatican chose to bury it, to keep it hidden from the world for decades? What did they see that we have never been allowed to witness? What could be so dangerous, so uncomfortable, that the Church would go to such great lengths to suppress it? We were told the first 2 parts of the secret, and they came with their own horrors, the vision of hell, the prophecy of war. But the third secret, the one that has haunted the Church for so long, that has driven popes and cardinals to their knees in prayer, that has terrified the highest authorities in the Vatican, has remained locked away in a vault of silence. What is this secret, and why are they so afraid of it? What do they fear will happen if the world ever find out? For decades, this question has been the subject of whispers in Vatican halls, hidden conversations between the Church's most powerful men, and rumors in the corners of the world. The truth of the third secret has always been just out of reach, and every time we think we're close, it slips further away. But now, Pope Leo XIV has shattered that silence. The truth is no longer hidden behind locked doors. And when you hear what he's revealed, you'll understand why they've fought so hard to keep it from you. This is not just a revelation of past horrors, my friend. No, this is the unveiling of a future so bleak, so terrifying, that the Vatican was willing to do whatever it took to ensure you never knew. And now that the truth has been exposed, we are forced to confront what has been kept from us for over a century. What did the third secret say? Why did it send shockwaves through the Vatican? And why does it still haunt the faithful today? Stay with us, because the answers are far darker than we could ever imagine. In the years that followed those haunting visions in Fatima, the Church did everything it could to control the narrative. They released the first 2 parts of the secret, the ones that were easier to digest, the warnings of war, the suffering of humanity, the fate of souls. But the third part? That one was kept locked away, tucked in a drawer in the deepest corners of the Vatican. Why? What could it possibly contain that was so dangerous, so terrifying, that even the highest authorities of the Church were unwilling to reveal it? What if I told you that this third part isn't just about prophecy, it's about power, control, and the future of the Church itself? For years, rumors swirled, stories whispered in shadowy corners of the Vatican. Some said it was a vision of a future pope, one who would be martyred in the streets. Others claimed it spoke of the Church's ultimate downfall. Still others believed it foretold the arrival of something so terrible, so destructive, that humanity itself might never recover. The Vatican remained silent, and as the years turned into decades, the world moved on, blind to the truth, oblivious to the storm that was quietly brewing in the shadows. But there were those who knew. They knew the secret, and they feared what it could mean. Then, Pope Leo XIV stepped forward, and he did the unthinkable. He broke the silence. The letter, the one that had been locked away for so long, finally saw the light of day, and what was revealed in that moment would send shockwaves through the very core of the Vatican. The third secret wasn't just a prediction of war or suffering. It was a warning, a call for the faithful to prepare for a time when the Church would face its greatest challenge. It spoke of a great betrayal, a spiritual catastrophe that would shake the foundations of the Church itself. It revealed a future where the light of faith would flicker and fade, where even the strongest walls would come crashing down. And the most disturbing part? The message was clear. The suffering of the Church would not come from the outside. No, the true threat was already inside, hidden within the very heart of the Vatican. There were whispers of betrayal, of dark forces conspiring from within, and of a time when the papacy itself would be threatened from all sides. This was no longer a mere warning of war. It was a prophecy of the Church's darkest hour, of a time when the faith of millions would be tested, when the very leadership of the Church would be torn apart by unseen forces. Forces that even the Vatican itself couldn't control. And now, with Pope Leo XIV's revelation, the truth is out. But the question remains, what will happen next? Will the Church be able to withstand the prophecy that was written for it? Or is this the beginning of something far worse than we can even imagine? This isn't just a prophecy of the past, it's a warning for the future, a warning for you, a warning for the faithful. What do you do with this knowledge? How do you prepare for a future foretold so many years ago, a future that is beginning to unfold right before our eyes? Stay with us, because the answers are just beginning to reveal themselves. And trust me when I say, what's coming next is far darker than any of us are prepared for. Are we ready for the truth? Will we stand firm in the face of the storm? Or will we, like so many before us, be swept away by the very forces we've been warned about? If you believe the time has come for the truth to be revealed, if you feel the weight of this prophecy in your heart, hit like and subscribe, because the revelations are just beginning. Join us as we uncover what the Vatican never wanted you to know. The truth is out there, and it's more than we could have ever imagined. As the years pass, the prophecy begins to take shape, piece by piece, like the shattered fragments of an ancient puzzle. What was once hidden in the shadows of the Vatican now comes to light. It's clear now, this was no ordinary secret. The third secret of Fatima was never just about the fate of a single pope, or even the fate of the Church in a distant future. No, it was about a chain of events set into motion long ago, a chain that has already started to unravel. The events we've witnessed over the past decades, the scandals, the betrayals, the rise of corruption within the Vatican walls, are just the beginning. And the question that we must now ask ourselves is, what happens when the Church can no longer protect the faithful? What happens when the very institution we've relied on for centuries is torn apart from within? The prophecy of Fatima spoke of a day when the shepherd would be alone, when the Church's leadership would face its greatest trial, not from external enemies but from within. And that day is rapidly approaching. Can you feel it? The storm is brewing. The prophecies of the past are slowly becoming the realities of the present. The walls that were once solid, the faith that was once unshakable, is now faltering. And the Vatican's silence? That silence is louder now than ever before. But there's more. The prophecy also spoke of something else. It warned of a betrayal of the highest order. A betrayal so great that it would not only shatter the faith of millions, but also change the course of history itself. What could this betrayal be? Could it be the very heart of the papacy, The seed of Peter, falling into the hands of those who would twist the truth for their own gain? Or is it something even more sinister, a complete breakdown of the very foundations that the church was built upon? We've seen the signs, the division, the whispers, the cracks in the facade of the Vatican that no one has been willing to address. But now, it's all coming to the surface. The prophecies were never just for the past. They were for now. And the time to prepare is running out. This is the moment. This is the turning point. You can feel it, can't you? The winds of change sweeping across the Vatican, sweeping across the world. As the prophecy unfolds, the world will ask, where is the church now? Where is the shepherd? And who can we turn to for guidance? The answers lie hidden in the third secret of Fatima, in the warnings that were never meant for us to hear. But now those warnings are coming true, and the fate of the faithful is tied to how we respond to this revelation. This is not just about a historical mystery. This is about your faith, your future, and the future of the world. The Vatican, the Church, the shepherds, they all face a reckoning. And you, the faithful, are the ones who must stand in the face of this storm. If you feel the weight of this revelation, if you sense that the time to prepare is now, hit like and subscribe. Share this with those who need to hear it. We are at the crossroads of history, and the truth is finally being revealed. Stay with us as we uncover the next chapter of this dark prophecy, because the storm is not yet over. The answers, my friend, are just beginning to surface. The truth has always been there, buried deep within the church's walls. But now, it's time for us to see it. Clear, undeniable, and ready to change everything we've ever known. You've heard the whispers. You've felt the unease, the warnings, the hidden truths. They've always been there, lingering in the air, just out of reach. But now, with Pope Leo XIV's revelation, the truth is breaking through the silence. The Church, the Vatican, and everything we once believed in is being torn apart by a prophecy that has been kept from us for far too long. But what does this mean for you? For me? For all of us? The third secret of Fatima didn't just warn of distant wars or the suffering of souls. It spoke of a time when the shepherd would be isolated, when the very leadership of the church would be abandoned in its darkest hour. A time when the faithful would find themselves without guidance, without protection. A time when those who had been entrusted with the keys of Peter would lose their way. And now, we are living in that moment. You see, the prophecy wasn't just about some far-off event, it's happening now. We are living through it. The signs are all around us. Scandals, betrayals, the corruption within the walls of the Vatican. The very fabric of the church is unraveling, and no one knows where this will end. The Vatican has tried to silence this truth, to bury it under layers of secrecy. But the prophecy is coming true. The shepherd is weeping alone, and soon we will all have to confront what happens when the church no longer holds the keys, when the faith of millions is shaken to its core. And the most chilling part? The prophecy doesn't end with a warning. No. It ends with a call to action, a call to those who will stand firm in the face of this darkness, a call to those who will not abandon their faith no matter what happens. The prophecy speaks of a time when only the faithful will remain strong, when only those who understand the truth will be able to endure. This is the great test, the final trial that will separate the true believers from the rest. The question is, where will you stand when the time comes? Will you be one of the faithful who stands firm, or will you be swept away by the tide of confusion and doubt that threatens to engulf us all? This is not just a story, my friend. This is not just a prophecy from the past. This is a reality that we must face. The storm is coming, and the question is, will you be ready when it arrives? If you feel the weight of this prophecy, if you understand the gravity of this moment, hit like and subscribe. Share this with those who need to hear the truth, because the time is now. The storm is coming, and the faithful must prepare. Stay with us as we continue to uncover what the Vatican never wanted you to know. The truth is finally out, and it's time to face it head-on. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear. The third secret of Fatima has begun to unfold, and the world will never be the same again. The question is, will you have the courage to face it? As the storm clouds gather over the Vatican, we must ask ourselves, what will the future hold for the Church? What will become of the faithful when the very institution they've relied on for centuries begins to crack and crumble beneath the weight of its own secrets? The prophecy of Fatima was never just about the Church's past. No, it was a warning to us all, a warning about the trials to come, a time when faith would be tested in ways we cannot even begin to comprehend. And that time is now. The third secret of Fatima reveals something far darker than we ever imagined. It speaks of a betrayal that will shake the very foundation of the Church, a betrayal that has already begun to unfold in our lifetime. The secret doesn't just foretell the collapse of institutions or the rise of war. It foretells the fall of trust itself. Trust in the leaders of the Church, trust in the shepherds we've relied on, trust in the very faith that has guided millions for over 2,000 years. And here's the terrifying truth. The Vatican knew this was coming. They knew this betrayal was inevitable, and they tried to keep it hidden, hoping that the faithful would never discover the full extent of the darkness that looms over us. But now, the truth is out. And the question is, what are we going to do about it? This isn't just about a distant future. It's happening right now. Every day, the signs grow stronger. We see the cracks in the walls. We see the betrayals unfolding in front of us. And with each passing moment, the storm gets closer. The Vatican's silence only deepens the mystery, but it also raises the stakes. The longer they hide, the more we must ask. What are they really afraid of? You and I. We are the ones who will face the consequences of this prophecy. The faithful are being tested, and soon there will be nowhere to hide from the truth. When the walls of the Vatican finally come crashing down, who will remain standing? The time has come for us to take a stand. Will we continue to trust blindly in an institution that has betrayed its own purpose? Or will we stand firm, embracing the truth, no matter how dark or painful it may be? We cannot afford to ignore what is happening. The third secret of Fatima is not just a distant prophecy. It is a warning that is playing out before our very eyes. And the question remains, how will we respond? If you are ready to face the truth, if you are prepared to stand firm in the face of the storm, hit like and subscribe. Share this message with those who need to know the truth, because the time to act is now. The storm is coming, and only the faithful will endure. The Vatican's secrets have been exposed. The third secret of Fatima has come to light. And now, the only question left is, what will you do when the storm breaks? Will you stand with the truth, or will you be swept away by the flood of deception? The time to prepare is now. The future of the Church and your faith depends on it. As we stand on the precipice of a new chapter, one thing remains certain: the world will never look the same. The third secret of Fatima is no longer hidden. The veil has been lifted and the storm is beginning to rage. The future of the Church, the faithful, and even our very souls hangs in the balance. But we must not fear the truth. We must embrace it. Because in the darkest moments when the storm seems at its fiercest, that's when our faith is tested the most. Will we shrink back in fear, or will we stand strong and unwavering no matter the cost? This is more than just a story. This is the reality we must now face, a reality that demands action, demands courage, and demands truth. The future is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the truth will always rise. It will be uncomfortable, it will be painful, but it will set us free. The question, my friend, is this: will you have the courage to face it? If you're ready to stand firm in the face of this truth, hit like, subscribe, and share this message. You are not alone in this fight. Together we will face what is coming, and we will hold on to the truth no matter what. The storm is coming, but with the truth, we can weather it. Together, we stand. Together, we rise. Pope Leo XIV. Truth. Subscribe for more revelations.